Hello, I'm the Billings Bandit, and I'm here with another Billings Bummer. This one's on The Little Mermaid. The story of the girl who had to overcome such adversity as a father who loved her dearly, and a bunch of friends who would sing songs just so that she wouldn't feel so bad about the situation she's in. But she needed more. So much that she went to a sea witch and signed a contract without fully understanding what the terms of the contract would end up meaning, which is that she's got no fucking goddamn legs anymore and everything's fucked up. I'll go over the story with you here. This story's always frustrated the shit out of me. Like, she never learns a lesson. She never does anything positive. She just kind of stumbles ass backwards into happiness. She's got a father who tells her a million times over, you cannot have contact with humans. They're dangerous. And what does getting contact with humans cost her? A giant goddamn battle where she has to murder the sea witch Ursula. Well, she doesn't, but Eric does. He just murders this woman who was just trying to fulfill a contract that was signed. In my ending of The Little Mermaid, and honestly, this can affect a lot of the story, but I'm fine with a lot of those parts at the beginning. Her story arc up until the point where she's a human, and Ursula is trying to marry Eric, and they break the shell around her neck. All of a sudden, Eric knows Ariel is the one who fucking saved him. Now, after that, I feel like Ursula should just go back to her lair with those Flotsam and Jetsam, her little fucking buddies, and Trident should follow her in a fucking insane rage for all the trouble she's caused. They get in a gigantic climactic battle. Boom, and like all of a sudden you just see the fucking Sea Witch versus the Sea King. You see the fucking Master of Atlantis versus the fucking Demon of the Sea. And they just fucking clash, and there's fucking like trident stabs, and fucking they just go at each other like crazy. There's like nothing that stops them. Until eventually they both land the killing blow upon each other, both collapsing. The entire sea hears of this news, and word rings out. The king is dead. Long live the queen. Ariel is the new queen. Now keep in mind, she's still a mermaid. Trident doesn't have the power to turn her into a human since he's died. Then we see Eric up on shore, wondering what he's supposed to do about the mermaid that he knows existed and is gone now. He can never get to her again. She lives in a different world than him. And the end of the movie is him staring at the sea, wondering, does he tell everyone about these mermaids? Does he try to look for her? Or does he go on with his life and just try to get over the wonderful, magical experience he went through? And then a scene where Ariel, the new queen of Atlantis, has to decide whether or not she makes mermaids and humans capable of a relationship, a contact. Are they ready to see us? Are they ready to deal with us? He's looking down at the surface of the water, and she's looking up at the surface of the same water, and they're both wondering what their next move is. It ends on an ambiguous note. They could both go back to the life they know, where there's people that love them, people that they love, people that they care about. Or they could journey for something more, for true love. Even though it means risking everything. I think this lesson resonates. I think that kids seeing the darker parts of that movie, because there were certain darker parts, even scary seeming parts, especially like the Poor Unfortunate Souls song is not necessarily a song where you feel comfortable. Like if you were Ariel, you would be very intimidated by this. I think it teaches that sometimes you have to wonder, like, is Ariel gonna betray her father's wishes? The person who just died, the reason she's queen is because he just died. Is her first act as queen to disregard the former king's decree that no contact with humans is allowed? And what about Eric? Up on land, he doesn't know if he should tell anyone the things he's experienced because who's going to believe him? And even if they do believe him, if he tries to find her, what kind of danger would that mean? Like, what's in the way? He's seen the sea witch. He has no idea she's dead. He doesn't know about the workings of the undersea. She could still be around. He might not ever be willing to go back into the sea again. There's a lot of ways to interpret it, and there's a lot of things like you can't let fear run your life, but you can't let inhibitions just run wild. You can't make a movie where everything just ends happy because you wanted the kids to be happy. If nobody changes and nobody grows and nobody learns a lesson, then this story was pointless. In my ending, the lesson isn't only learned, there are other lessons that have yet to be learned, being hinted at. I think it's a lot better than, hey, I don't like this contract I signed. Could you kill this bitch for me? That's stupid, dude. There's no reason to end a movie with, like, hey, we're all happy and getting married. It's like, who mourns for Ursula? What did she ever do? Besides make a deal, try to fulfill it, and then get stabbed in the stomach. She had 2 pets, Flotsam and Jetsam, who she treated like children. And she accidentally murdered them. Like, there's a lot of things in that movie. Like, I don't understand why you treated Ursula with such disrespect. She's done nothing wrong. She's tried to manipulate Ariel, yes. But Ariel's a naive young woman. Do we call timeshare salesmen evil? Well, yeah, okay, we do. But do you call car salesmen evil when they see an easy mark? No, they're trying to make a living like everybody else. My dad was a car salesman, and yeah, he was a piece of shit. But still, I really think that the biggest part of this story was always just that lack of humanity that she has at the beginning, and the fact that she could earn humanity or gain humanity, and she never seemed to. She was just still that princess of Atlantis with legs. Woo! I just want an ending where somebody has to think about the shit they've done and the consequences of their actions, and there's actually consequences to the actions. Jesus Christ, I mean, is that really so much to ask in a kids movie, that the consequences? Every kid knows about consequences, about punishment, about risk versus reward. Fuck, I knew about that when I was like 5 years old. My dog knows about that. He's like 2 years old. This movie could have done that. It would have been fine. But that's my 2 cents on the matter, and I hope you guys like this Billings Bummer. I'm going to be doing these every single Tuesday, so stay tuned for the next one. I'm not even sure what it's going to be yet, but I'll have it to you as soon as I get it. Have a good night.